Welcome back to the Knick-Knack Review. Today we're going to be looking at the Amazon Prime show Invincible, Episode 5. Let's dive in. So this episode begins with the character named Titan. And it starts off with him basically showcasing his powers and what he can do. Kind of like a mixture of Luke Cage meets The Thing. And as soon as the scene starts evolving with him, it quickly changes into a scene with Mark. So you get a little bit of back and forth with Titan doing his thing and Mark training with his dad. And one thing that they point out in the show was that Titan, even though he comes across as a bad guy, he has like a little soft spot every time he does something. Like there's that one scene where he's setting a building on fire, and then a whole bunch of people come running out, and they're like, "Oh, what do we do?" And he's like, "Okay, well, here's some money. Go stay over there, and you'll be taken care of for a few days or a few weeks." And on the other hand, you get more of the father-son duo, with Mark basically learning how to be a hero, his father just teaching him everything he knows. There's this one funny scene where his dad is basically trying to teach him how to interrogate someone, and he's holding him by his leg, and he's like, "No, man, you gotta just drop him. He's not gonna talk until you drop him." And he kind of reminded me a little bit of Morty from Rick and Morty. He's like, I don't know, man, So he ends up dropping him, and he's like, "See, now he's gonna talk." I do love those father-son moments, and I really hope they keep doing that with each episode. And there's this one scene where he's texting Amber literally while fighting crime, and he's just bump up him. You see all the text messages coming up, and then all of a sudden you just see like items hitting Mark in the back of the head, like this car, this fire hydrant, this pole, and it's like he's not being phased at all. I mean, I love that because you're showing him trying to be a normal teen while at the same time saving the world, and it kind of really shows like how powerful he is. All those things being thrown at him, it's not making him flinch whatsoever. I do enjoy the scenes where Mark actually forgets he's had like superpowers and super strength, and like that one scene where he's just walking down the street and he just kicks a rock, and then he's not paying attention and he just kicks it through a house, and it kind of like destroys part of the roof and the wall, and he's like, oops. It's just normal. Like he didn't have these powers his entire life, and he's still getting used to it. I love that. It shows that learning curve. It's not like in one episode he knows everything and he's perfect. Or as soon as he gets his powers, he just like instinctively knows what he's doing, and he knows how to control it. And no, you go through that progress with him, and I really love that aspect of the show. Later on, we see Titan actually return home to his family, and you kind of get the sense that, oh, he's a real family man, and he's not really a bad guy. He's just doing what he has to provide for his family. It really gave me Spider-Man 3 vibes with Sandman, where he was willing to do anything to provide for his family. His daughter was sick. He needed the money, so he went and do whatever he had to do to get the money. And it seems like Titan is in the same boat where his family is worth it, so he's going to do whatever he's got to do. Whereas in this case, Titan borrowed money and needs to pay it back. So he's doing what he has to do to pay back his debt. Now, eventually, Titan wants to just get rid of the life that he's living, and he's trying to seek help, and he actually recruits Invincible in order to help him. His plan is to take Machine Head. I don't know, I just laugh every time I hear that name. So his plan is to take Machine Head down and basically be free from his debt. Meanwhile, Mama Grayson is still having her doubts about what happened on the very first episode. She still believes the whole murder of the Guardians, something just doesn't feel right, and she feels like Omni-Man is not telling her the whole story of exactly what happened, and she feels like there's so much more to it that he's not telling her. She takes the opportunity to kind of go through everything, and she ends up finding Omni-Man's uniform all kind of bloody, and before she can really go into it and like examine everything, Omni-Man returns, and she's kind of like, "Oh, hey, honey, how's your day?" So the next scene, you see the Marauder Twins, or rather one of them. The original is beginning the cloning process once again to create another clone. After the clone is born and successful, you have that whole thing of, "Oh, I'm the original, all over again," and he's like, "Oh yeah, this was successful." Right after that was finished, Robot enters the scene, and you kind of learn that he's attempting to obtain the knowledge and technology that the Marauder Twins use to clone themselves. Now, I have a theory. I don't know any of the backstory of Invincible, none of the comic books. I don't know anything like that. But I have a theory that what he's trying to do is clone the Guardians and bring them back. That's just the vibe I get. I can be completely wrong, completely. But I feel that's what's going on in this episode, or in this series. Titan and Invincible finally team up to take down Machine Head. Everything's going as planned, but then you realize Machine Head is one step ahead of everything. All of a sudden, these other villains just appear and they give all of them a fight. And then not long after, the new Guardians just rush in to save the day. It's a pretty good battle, and it looks like the new Guardians are going to win. And all of a sudden, this big battle cat looking dude just comes out of nowhere with this big mace, and he just starts beating the tar out of everybody. He finally comes face to face with Invincible, and man, oh, this is where I got some Walking Dead Glenn vibes. And oddly enough, that's who does the voice of Invincible. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, was this intentional, or was this actually part of the comic books and this is one big coincidence? I mean, he just absolutely obliterates Invincible and just goes with that killing blow, just whack. Now, he doesn't kill him, but he definitely brings him near death. Man, if that wasn't a callback to Walking Dead, I don't know what was. The team wins in the end, but man, they did suffer some losses, and Mark is basically on death's door. His mom gets a call and tells his dad what's going on, and Eve gets a call and tells Amber, like, look, he loves you. Don't worry about him. The episode ends with Mark in critical condition, and it cuts to the Henry Gyrick wannabe trying to do whatever he can to destroy the cells of Viltrumites. I think what he's trying to do is figure out a way to kill Omni-Man. I think the whole purpose is to kill Omni-Man and replace him with Mark. They're looking at Mark as literally like a Luke Skywalker, the last hope. I think they feel with Mark being half human, half Viltrumite, there is some hope that they can actually control this one, whereas they couldn't control Omni-Man. And that's where the episode ends, so it really leaves you a little bit on a cliffhanger, but it's, man, this was kind of a brutal one, but it was really good. That about does it for this episode, guys. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this show, and let me know if there's anything that I'm leaving out. Again, I'm not an original fan of this comic book, so please fill me in. Give me the knowledge that y'all have. Also, don't forget to leave a like and, well, you know what to do. As always, I am Clint the Knickknack, and I will see you on the next one.